Hey y'all, it's Cactus Chan here. Uh, Pretty quick turnaround on the videos this time, unlike the last gap. But I just wanted to show you guys a build that recently came out for farming Endless Matrix. Now, as many of you know, I have already made a build on, or a video on farming Endless Matrix, but there were some people who recently came up with a different strat, which is not only faster, but is also more reliable and I would say safer. So here's the build that you use. Very, very simple build. You don't put any stats whatsoever into health or energy or strength or support. It's 42 dexterity to fulfill the requirement for Maelstrom, and all the rest goes into technology. Now, one interesting thing about this build is that you do not use armored roots. You don't need armored roots. And you're almost never going to heal unless Endless Matrix is doing a lot of crits. This build can just go full offense thanks to Bloodlust and just continuously heal via that. So I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute when I challenge her here. First of all, I want to go over the cores that you use. So, recommended for this build are I would use Focus Fury, just because this and the other cores like it are very, very effective against legendary bosses due to the fact that they deal the maximum of 500 extra damage. Same thing here. Go with Frozen Rift. Use Health Booster on your armor. That's so you have a free heal in case of emergency, and then Improbability Gate on your auxiliary. Pretty basic. You usually use those against bosses anyway. For bot, you want Mini Rex, of course, just like my other video. But I do want to say that as long as you have a physical special, you'll be fine. You can use Mini Rex P, you can use Mini Rex E times P. You can even use the rusted versions because you'll still hit the max damage bonus. It doesn't really matter that it's technically weaker. The damage bonus is still going to be the same, so those are interchangeable in this case. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a typical battle against Endless Matrix here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to use Plasma Cannon. And already you can see that's doing loads and loads of damage. You're going to be dealing huge damage on her. After that, on turn 2, you want to use Terrify. This brings her strength down by 64 because it improves with technology. That is a huge amount. It's going to save you from a lot of damage from Bludgeon, Fire Sith, and Berserker, which are her 3 most powerful attacks. So after you go through those first 2 turns, you want to do this loop. You want to do Parasite, which I just did. Then you want to do Maelstrom after that. Third turn of the loop is Plasma Cannon. You use those 2 moves because Parasite is still ticking, and you'll get all of your energy back. After Plasma Cannon, you want to do Dino Fire. Again, lots and lots of damage. After Dino Fire, you want to do Terrify again. This makes it so that there are only 2 turns where Terrify is down, so your odds of her using powerful attacks when Terrify is up are drastically decreased. Last turn of the loop is Plasma Cannon. Do that again. The extra crit chance does not hurt. And that's all there is to it. It's literally a 6-round loop. Does not matter that you're spamming Parasite. It really does not matter. Her health is going to drain so fast that it does not matter that you're draining her energy super quickly. As you can see, she's already down to 15,000 health, which is 3/4 of her HP. We've already taken 3/4 of her HP down in a little over a minute. Obviously, this is a pretty good strat. You're just continually regenerating HP the entire time. It honestly is pretty broken. I'm not complaining. Obviously, I don't know why this works so well, but it does. So while I am taking her health down here, I do want to mention that this build is courtesy of Ginger and Yakuza. It's also used by players such as Roman and really a lot of different people, but I think I'm the first one to make a video on it, by popular request. So definitely shout out to them for developing this build. Very, very easy build to use, much easier than the dexterity one, and also faster, as you can probably tell by the fact that she is almost halfway through her HP and we're on round 19, which is crazy fast. I honestly never thought that it would be possible to beat her this quickly. Um, Obviously, this is still the fastest way to get credits in the game, even though they did nerf the sell price of Omega Wolf Shards, which she drops by quite a bit. Used to be 12.5 thousand, now it's 5,000. But with this strategy, you can beat her like every 5 or 6 minutes or so. So, and it's not hard at all, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm just commentating over it without much demonstration of what I'm doing and without much strategizing. I can just instantly click on the skill that I need most. Another part of this is that once round 5 hits and skill shuffle no longer is in effect, as long as you know where your skills are, you can just hover over them and instantly click them. Like, you'll notice that my mouse is now hovering right here because I know Parasite is right there and I'm going to be using that next. Okay, so here she's going to go below healing range. So this is where she starts healing. This will only slow the battle up a little bit, because she typically only heals 4 or 5 times while she's in that range. Again, just because you're dealing damage so ridiculously fast. I'm on a bit of an odd cycle here where I'm using my rage on Terrify, which isn't ideal, but it's not bad just because rage ignores so much defense. And this is actually a very good attempt. I'm getting a lot of crits on Plasma Cannon. The only downside to this build is that you're never really going to do crits with anything else, just because your support is very, very low and hers is very, very high. But then again, that's true against a lot of legendary bosses. This just tells you, by the way, how far things have come since the days of ultra tanking it and just spending, 2 hours on a boss trying to beat it. So once she hit about 2,000 health, that's when you want to start using your cores, because it doesn't really matter that you're losing energy, because she'll be dead in a few turns. I'm guessing this is going to end up on round 41. Or maybe even round 40. Typically, this build wins for me in about 40 to 45 rounds. If you're lower ranked, this might be more difficult for you, but I think it's still doable. And there it is. Round 40, she dies to Plasma Cannon. And there is my Omega Wolf Shard, which sells for a whopping 5,000 credits. Pretty absurd. So I definitely recommend using this build if you want to farm Endless Matrix. By far the fastest method. Also the easiest build that I've ever used. It's pretty mindless, and honestly, that's the way it should be in my opinion, because I hate fighting legendary bosses over and over, so there you have it. If you have any questions about this, definitely leave it in the comments or contact me on Discord. My Discord name is Cactus Chan if you want to contact me there. And have fun making those credits, everybody. See you later.